perpetuity, that we aren't just in a jam. Like, oh, so I can solve problems, or I can meet needs, or I can get paid. So I want people to think that way, to think prosperity. It doesn't matter if 10 people or 20 people are doing it, that you can find a way to niche your way and make a profit.
Awesome. And that really sounds like even in as our last, question, thinking about what you want people to take away, that sounds like a big takeaway,
Yeah.
because it's like start with your niche, make your money, but then learn how to turn it into, like you said, make it all legal and everything
Yeah.
fluid and aligned with a real business, so you can pay real taxes and all that
Yeah.
good stuff like that.
Real profitable people pay taxes. I don't know how to say that in the plain. Like if you're starting a business, but you are trying to avoid tax, it's going to limit your earning potential.
Mm-hmm.
And you
Mm-hmm.
don't pay taxes. Guess who pays them? Your customers. Walmart doesn't come up out they pot. They come out, so they're gonna sell enough widgets for us to pay their taxes and their stuff and take a profit. So you have to build your product and service mix, that your taxes, your business license, even your salary, your life insurance, whatever you're paying for, is covered in what you're selling. So I think there's a trend out there where people, I don't know where it's coming from, but I curse it in the name of Jesus, where people feel like they're gonna skirt around the system. And some people say, well, Amazon did. Well, you when you sell $1 billion product, come talk to me and we can talk about Amazon. That ain't you. Do you know what their payroll taxes are in a quarter? Do you know what their property taxes are? So they have lots of deductions. So
Right.
I just want to make sure that people are setting themselves up for success, and they have some money to do the things that they need to do and plan for their future.
Sounds awesome. And you're right. That's a whole different talk. So please make sure, here you are, plan to prosperacademy.com. Please make sure that you connect with Miss Yulika Kimber. I want to call her doctor. Because she is like a doctor in her
Why do
own
you
right.
keep doing it? What is it? I'm not. No.
No, I know you're not, but
No, thank
your expertise lines up.
you.
So
Don't
thank
send
you
me
so
back
much.
to school anymore.
Okay, I won't. You don't have to go.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, but thank you so much for your
Thank
expertise, and we will
you.
see you in just a few moments. All right, so we have coming to the stage. Next up, we have Miss Samantha Bond. So we will look forward to seeing her, and she is the guru with the business credit. So we want to bring her to the stage. And hello, Samantha. How are you this evening?
I am doing wonderful. I'm so blessed and I'm just so grateful to be here.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Our co-author here that is talking about the business credit. So give us a little bit about yourself and give us background on who you are.
Well, first of all, I want to thank God for just even being here and being able to share this expertise. I want to thank you all, Cheryl, for assisting me in putting this collaboration together. Thank you so much, Ayana, for opening the door and providing a platform for me to stand on. I appreciate that. I'm so blessed. Thank you. Um, well, my name is Samantha K. Bond. I am the CFO of the Key Access International. And I named it the Key Access International because it's actually a key to open doors to business credit by way of starting a business. What I do is I assist and I help entrepreneurs and people and business owners, people from all walks of life. You don't even have to be a business owner. You could just be interested in saying, "Hey, you know what? I want to start a business. I want to monetize off of this and I want to start a business, but I don't want to invest my own money, which you surely can invest your own money, but I want to show people how to access business credit using their own EIN and obtaining anywhere from 35K to $2 million. And I pretty much just show individuals or people who have any background who want to start a business how to obtain these amounts of business credits by starting a business.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So in that, so now, and I'm glad you're able to share your
Mhm.
expertise in our book. So what are some things with your writing process? How did you come about that and thinking about what you wanted to put together? Because you have a lot of knowledge and a
Mhm.
lot of websites and things that you provided in the book. And
Mhm.
so how did you just kind of bring it together and what you wanted to share?
Okay, so how I brung it together was I first created a book. It's called Access to Millions. That's actually on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
I came up with a step by step approach of what I did for investors personally by way of experience, step by step instructions on how I went about starting a business, how I went about communicating with all the other agencies in order to create my foundation and all the necessary tools and put everything into place for the investors to obtain funding for their whatever investments they had. If they had franchises, if they had, if they wanted to be an angel investor, if I mean the list goes on. The list is so long what you can do with your business credit and your business funding. So I just pretty much what I wanted to do and how I put this together was I thought about how I first approached um, entrepreneurialism. And I thought it was more or less like I had to already have the money to invest, which a lot of people approach it that way. I need to have $20,000 of my personal money. I need to have 300K and put my house up for collateral if I wanted to start a franchise. When you don't necessarily have to do that. And I have been blessed to have been shown by investors that you can have your business life and your personal life totally separate. And by way of starting a business and using your EIN is the only way to successfully do that. So I pretty much put in my challenges, my struggles, um, the information that I learned from investors, also learned, what loopholes there were, legitimate legal loopholes
Yes.
that people don't address or don't know about, but they are perfectly legal. Um, I just pretty much what I wanted to do was make everybody else's life easier by putting a step by step instruction together in a product to show you how I was able to obtain anywhere from 50K to $2 million the first time I did it. And it blew my socks off. It blew my mind. And I just didn't know, um, I didn't think I was going to be able to do it, but I did it.
Mm-hmm.
And it surprised me because I was able to access at least up to 2 million. And I said, this is a game changer for me. This has to be a game changer for multiple people, especially those who are in minority demographics who
Mm-hmm.
have no clue how to access this amount of funding. This could be a game changer for many across the board.
Well, you surely have packed in some powerful tips and tools to help people to do that. So I really appreciate that is there as a, like you say, as a step by step roadmap, because
Hmm.
people are asking for how
Yeah.
do I expand the business credit and even get into that vein. And so truly we thank you for sharing that. So as we look a little further, you even talked about it, and I hear you all just in your thoughts, what you want people to take away. And of
Hmm.
course, with that, what do you want
Hmm.
people to take away? And then also, what is something that really stands out that you think is going to capture the reader to read your chapter?
So in this book, and I'm definitely I put in this book pretty much some of the information that I um, used in my other book that I produced, which was how to access the millions. Um, what I want people to take away is that it's really a very simple strategy. If you follow it step by step, you can create businesses for yourself and for the long haul. Literally, you can do this and you can implicate in this process over and over again and create multiple businesses accessing that same amount. Different name, same amount. Different EIN, same amount. You can replicate this and have multiple serial businesses and obtain 2 million for each business. That's a game changer. If you think of it in that aspect, you would be able to implement this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 step strategy to start a business and obtain business credit and do it all over again multiple times. I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Okay. To connect
Okay,
with
great.
you, we get in touch with the Key Access. Is that your
Yes, thekeyaccess.com. And I
right?
just want to let people know that you can get $1 million in business credit faster than you could ever be earning it. You could go to work for 20 years, get promoted. You may or may not get promoted. You can start a business. You may or may not turn over $1 million, but I guarantee you that you can access in massive amounts of business credit in literally weeks. You can literally purchase a business, have the business credit profile set up, and then access way more funding than you ever could if as a consumer. And that is a fact.
Wow. So people need to contact you. And here's how they're going to contact Samantha, thekeyaccess.com. Please
Yes.
make sure that you connect with her so that we can look at how to like say be a game changer. And if she can show you how to do multiple businesses and all of that and obtain the monies and the ways to to legally get through and to your goals and
Mhm.
dreams, then make sure that you reach out to her. Samantha, I am glad that you were able
Absolutely.
to be a co-author
Thank
in
you.
Building Wealth, because that business side, that business credit is a part of
Yeah.
building our legacies and helping us to grow let's say leave a legacy for people.
Hmm.
And you're teaching, so it's reach one, each one reaches one, teaches one. So I
Yes.
love it.
Yes,
Awesome.
so I include all of that information in my master classes. So I just want to offer the listeners the
Okay.
opportunity to sign up and let them know that this information can come to them whenever they're available. So I'm actually giving away $3,000 worth of product and master classes for the first 50 individuals that sign up. I will pick 3 from those 50 individuals and give them the free products because I believe in actually giving back as I'm also receiving. So it's a blessing all the way around and it's a win-win situation for everyone.
Awesome. Okay, so make sure that you sign up through the Key Access for the masterclass that is coming up with
Mhm.
Samantha Bond, and I don't think you will be disappointed. So,
All
all
right.
right, so we're gonna bring you back in just a few minutes, but we're
Thank you.
going to get ready to close out a little bit with one of our look without on our descent. I always say we're gonna take off and then we're gonna descend. So here we go. We're going to take off and we're going to descend, but we're going to descend with a bang. Okay, so next we will bring to the stage. I'm not going to mess with her too badly. We'll just talk later. I was going to say Dr. Katrina. Oh, goodness. Everybody said, what is going on? I know she's back there like, But we're going to bring Miss Katrina Garrett to the stage. And just, so glad that you said yes to becoming a co-author in Building Wealth and sharing your expertise and knowledge, because you not only talk about the money coaching side, but your husband, you all have really like you stand on your own, but you and your husband also collaborate as well. And
Absolutely.
that is very powerful. That's an awesome and powerful tool right there with yourself. But give us a little background about who you are and what you do.
My name is Katrina Garrett, as you can see. And first of all, I'm just honored to be a part of the group, honored to be a co-author in a book. And I'm grateful for Shiro Publishing for the work that they have done to help us get to this place. Just a little bit about myself. I do have a degree in accounting and I do work in corporate America, but I also have some businesses that I do in addition to what we do in corporate America. So I do life coaching and financial coaching of that nature. And I also have 2 organizations that I am running. which one is Hey Working Woman, where we empower, we value, and we recognize and acknowledge working women of all walks of life and ages. And then I have a group to challenge and transform mindsets called the Renewed Mind Group.
Absolutely. And they are powerful. And I have tapped into, I have tapped into, well, pretty much all of it. Well, that's kind of how it is. Pretty much, when people are doing great things and you're able to connect, which all of you all are just like powerhouses within your own right. I count it an honor that you joined and partnered to help make this vision come through. So I thank all of you all for that, because you do have heavy things that you are doing. And I mean, all of you all walk heavy in what you do. And so thank you for stopping by, pulling alongside the road to come on in and be a co-author in Building Wealth, because every story has matter. And I know that it's people are chiming in. We had Kathy that came on, who is a coach for me for some of the books that I had been in prior to this one, collaborating in her books. And she said that our book is a wealth of information. So
Awesome.
that's a big plus, and kudos, ladies. So tell us a little bit about yourself, but share your writing process, because I know we kind of giggled about that. You're like, what am I going to write? And how am
Listen,
I going to do it?
listen. First of all, again, shout out to Shiro Publishing, who made this writing process easy. For me, I've been teaching on finances for a long time. So whenever the door opens, I get to go in places and then teach on empowering people to do better with their finances. So basically, I pulled from that, but I prayed and was like, Lord, because I never want to teach the same thing the same exact way. So I said, God, what would you have me to share with this group of women or this group of people who will purchase this book from what you've taught me? And so I pulled from my teaching lessons, but I really just imparted what God shared me to share with the group.
I love it. And then as you said, Shiro helped to massage and edit. I'm telling you, they were like, they told us,
Listen.
do just write and don't worry, we will get it together for you, but just put it out. And I'm like, Yulika, I'll talk, into the recorder. Sometimes that works for me, just talking to the recorder and all that. So I am glad that you were able to get what you had in your heart out, so that we could all glean and listen. And people are chiming in and say, yep, powerhouse ladies. Exactly. I mean, every one of you all are just amazing. So, all right. So could you give us with the process, give us 2 quotes that you were able to that you think really stands out when people are going to listen to and read your chapter?
So my chapter was about challenging mindsets, because I am very passionate about we want money to grow on trees, but we don't want to establish the roots necessary for money to grow, right? So my whole thing is about challenging the mindset, because you can't, if you don't steward your own money well for your own personal life, how can you steward your business money well? So I'm really attacking that. And so 2 things that I think stand out is, there's a fine line between enabling and helping. To help is to empower someone to do better. Enabling does not help a person get out of a difficult situation, but instead keeps them in a place of perpetual bondage. So I do speak a little bit to that in the book, because sometimes we're trying to help people. We're doing things to help people, but we're not really helping them. We're enabling them, or we're keeping them in the bondage. And then our funds are tied up. So now we can't do what we need to do with our money, right? And then another thing that I say that I love is, broke thoughts translate into broke talk, which ultimately leads to a broke walk. And to sum it up, it's like my whole chapter is about change your mind, change your money. So sometimes we're always trying to go out and make more money and do more. And I've made more money. I've gotten additional raises, but I was still broke. And so my chapter speaks to, let's talk through the mindset that keeps us in a place of financial bondage, that we can walk in financial freedom so that we can build wealth. Because I can't build wealth from a bound place.
All of those are truth all day. But if we want to say expanding, and that's what we all are thinking about too, looking how we can capitalize and like Dr. T said, monetize and all that on what we have talked about, all of those are books and pens and mantras and slogans and separate, separate master classes and all of that, because everything you said was just like, yeah. I mean, all of you all have your own. Good grief. Okay, I'm just like, I can't take this. You all are just amazing. But you're right. Broke, talk, walk, all of it is, you just bound, and you can't, like you said, you can't do what you need to do from a bound place. So that is very awesome. So as we kind of go on our descent here, you gave your quotes, but what do you want the readers to really, really get? And you kind of talked about it already, but what you really want them to get from your chapter, when you just kind of put the pen down and said, okay, I'm going to present this, and this is what I want the readers to hear.
Sometimes we don't know that we can do better because we've always been in a perpetual state of struggle. Yeah. And so the purpose of my section is really just to challenge you to say, we can do better, but our doing better starts first with a thought. It starts first with how we see ourselves. And when we see ourselves, and when we embrace the thought that we can be better, we can do better, and then that pours into how we think about ourselves, how we think about money, because sometimes our thoughts about money have nothing to do with us. It's what other people think about us. We buy the car that somebody else thinks we should drive. We buy the house that somebody else thinks we should live in because we're trying to impress others, and we're not living in a state of financial freedom because we're making decisions based off of what our family said we were never going to make it. So we say, well, I'm going to prove them wrong. So now we're living to please other people by our choices. So this is us bringing those thoughts in, having a new mindset so that we could walk in freedom and truly walk in the victory that we say, we say we want to be millionaires, or we say we want to be wealthy, or we want to leave a legacy for our families, but we're still operating in the same old mindsets. And like the word says, you can't put new wine in old wineskin. And I'm in a season of my life where I want God to do a new thing. And in order for God to do a new thing, we have to take on a new mindset. So I feel like if I challenge your mindset concerning finances, and I walk through different mindsets, different struggles, how we better steward our money. So it's basically, I put a mirror up. I tell my story, but it's a mirror for you to find yourself in it, to say, you know what, this is what I need to do better so that I can take on healthy mindset with finances, and therefore do better in my finances and ultimately build wealth. But it starts first in the mind, not in the bank account. It starts first in the mind and not in your bank account.
Wow. Say it one more time.
It starts first in your mind and not in your bank account. And that's the journey that God took me on. Like, I was broke. And I tell my story of being broke. And I tell my story of how I learned to stay broke. And I tell it and how God transformed my thinking. So everything that I tell you in my chapter is the journey that God took me on to get to financial freedom. So I'm in a place in my life where I make 8 times my starting salary. And that doesn't even include what I do for my businesses.
Wow. So, yeah. So you walked it, lived it, and now you're stewarding your money.
I want as many people to be free as possible. So this is a passion that I've had for years.
Wow. So how can people get in contact with you? Do you have a website or email address?
It's KatrinaGarrett.com.
Oh, okay.
KatrinaGarrett.com. This is where you can go to the website. You can book me. I teach you how to develop your financial goals, write your budgets. We develop budgets because any successful business has a budget. There's not one successful business that does business without a budget. So I teach you how to write a budget so that you can meet your goals and hopefully get to the place where you can invest, because wealth is about investing. But you can't invest in anything if you're spending or if you're eating all of your seed. God gives seed to the sower. We got to sow somewhere. So if we're not sowing and we're not planting somewhere to grow a harvest, how can we're looking for something that we're not investing in. So it's like, but people say, I can't invest because I don't have the money. Well, why don't you have the money? Because there are choices that we're making that are putting us in bondage. So it's walking you through that journey.
Wow. That is it. So please connect with Katrina, KatrinaGarrett.com. Very simply put, I mean, all these ladies have run us all the way around in circles, but to an expected end of building up our wealth for real. Yes. So I want to bring everybody on the stage. Oh my goodness. Wow, you all are amazing. I love it. So we can do our final. We have so many people out here watching. Do our final hellos, goodbyes, and yeah, we're all here. Yes, 5 of us. 5. Oh my goodness. And we said be all, grand with it. What number of grace, right? Yes. So so we are expecting it to be a grace on the book. Our in closing, now, what was the name of your chapter? I wanted to give the names of the chapters so they're clear about.
I think it was Change Your Mind, Change Your Money.
Okay, Dr. T. You muted.
Oh, it was a change mind. It was a change mind.
A change mind. Okay.
All right. The sum of our journey.
The sum of our journey. All right. And Samantha.
Okay. Turning financial pain into profit and prosperity.
All right. And Yalika.
I believe it's building wealth through entrepreneurship.
Yep. And mine was life insurance are not curse words.
Good. I like
they
that.
are not curse words, okay? And to go through the same process while you all hear what I was asking you, my process was like I told a story and just started talking, and I thought about when the little man used to come by the house to get the money from my grandmother because she needed to pay her premium for her insurance. And I didn't understand it then, but understanding it now, it made sense because I share in the book. It was like when she passed away, when my grandfather passed away, we did not have to worry about anything because their stuff was paid for. We went to the table where I call my grandmother Mama. We went to the table we were grieving because we all are going to grieve if we go to the table to talk to a mortician. And they said all you have to pay for would be the programs for the funeral because your mother has already taken care of everything. That was a whole different dynamic than scrounging around trying to find funds from everywhere to get things done. So that was what my heart was just and is to let people know is even if you just get something to put you in the ground, that's fine. But I want to make sure that you know now that life insurance is also a buildable tool to provide wealth for you. So it connects with everything that all these dynamic ladies have shared. And please reach out and connect with all of us because it's time to change. It's time to change our mindset so we can change our money. And I always tell people it begins with making sure you have that life insurance in place, but then it's like that mindset to realize that life insurance is even important. So the mindset is key. And then you build on with the 2 business gurus that, everybody's in business here. But then like with Yalika, her plan to prosper, with Samantha, building that business credit and showing how to build it multiple ways with multiple businesses. This is just a dynamic thing that I'm just like really glad that I was able to connect with you all and you all said yes. And Shiro Publishing, thank you so much for your patience because you had to walk with me. And I thank you for, trying to get this out. It was like a labor of love, and I'm appreciative that you all took the time, like say took a risk, and Shiro was able to help push us on through. So ladies, do you have any parting words before we go? We're gonna wrap it up. Any final words? Buy our books, right? I'll give a final word. Buy our books. Do not play games.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for
our books. Yeah, and you are so welcome. So we're going to wave farewell to all of our listeners and make sure that everybody listens, watches the replay and all of that, and share that with others. And make sure that you go to shiropublishing.com/authors to make sure you connect with us and purchase our books, and we will get them shipped out to you. All right, ladies, we're going to look. Woo, we did it. Say, woo! Thank you all so much and have a great evening. Thank you for watching.
All right. Take care, ladies. See you later. Bye.